How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to ConstantlyVariedFitness. Today we're going to talk a little bit about CrossFit, kind of talk about some misconceptions and some truths about it. So I'm going to pull up some websites on my phone. We're going to kind of go over some blogs, some articles, and see what people think about CrossFit, see if some of the things they're saying are true, if it's bad or good, and kind of go over some misconceptions. People that think CrossFit is this and that, but it really isn't. Alright, first thing, everyone gets seriously injured doing CrossFit. Obviously, if you're comparing CrossFit to Zumba, yes, that is true. CrossFit probably gets you a little more injured than Zumba does. I've looked up some studies that have been talked about for CrossFit injuries, and CrossFit isn't excessively high compared to any other sport or workout regimen. Obviously, because CrossFit is a lot of free weights, it's a lot of body weight stuff, it's a lot of rope climbs, running, a lot of like high impact things. It's a little more, I don't want to say dangerous, a little more risky than if you were just doing bodybuilding where you're on a lot of just stationary machines all day. With CrossFit, there's a lot of weightlifting in it. So if you're putting heavy weights overhead, you're putting them on your shoulders, on your back, you're doing all these movements, which can be on the riskier side if you're not playing it smart, you're not scaling it back to what you know you can do for the day, and not pushing the envelope too much by going too hard too often. Number two, very common, you have to be fit to start CrossFit. That is absolutely not the case. The majority of people that come in aren't necessarily out of shape, but they might not have worked out in maybe a year or so. They might not have done anything since high school. They, might just do recreational jogging, 2 to 3 times a week. You do not have to be fit to start CrossFit. All it takes is determination. You need a little bit of cash because it's a little more on the expensive side, but that also ties into why you're going to pay all that money is for the coaches. You need smart coaches that are going to help guide you to lead you to the fitness goals that you're looking to achieve. This is a really good one. Number 3, having a level 1 makes you a good CrossFit coach. Just because you have your level 1 does not mean anything. To obtain your level 1, all it takes is a Saturday and Sunday 8-hour long class to finish with a test at the end of it, which is all covered inside the class. You need to make sure once you pass level 1, you're putting your newfound knowledge to use. You're teaching everyone how to squat properly, how to pick stuff up off the floor properly, how to press things, how to move their body with external objects or just themselves. Not only is teaching people how to move correctly difficult enough, you want to make sure you're learning how to communicate with your athletes, how to properly gauge, okay, how am I going to talk to this 60-year-old lady versus this 18-year-old kid? You might have military in your class. You might have someone who's never worked out before a day in their life. You might have someone who's a total meathead and will hardly ever listen to you. Everyone learns differently, everyone communicates differently, everyone adapts differently. So definitely one of the harder parts of being a coach is learning how to teach all these people different things, and honestly, just truly caring. I've worked alongside plenty of CrossFit coaches who are just there going through the motions, and they don't really care to see you grow. You want a coach every day that's going to say, hey, did you stretch yesterday after class? Are you still pretty sore, tight? Hey, how are those squats looking? Are you getting below depth yet? Or make sure you're stretching out those hips. Here's a good hip stretch. How's the weight loss? What's your new weigh-in? Blah, blah, blah. They're actually caring about your progress and want to see you grow. So having level 1 doesn't necessarily mean you're a good coach. It's hot. Number 4, this is a really good one. You have to be competitive to do CrossFit. CrossFit is a little more on the competitive side. It's meant more so to kind of challenge yourself along with others, which makes it really fun because you might be good at one thing, your buddy might be good at the other. So depending on the day or what exercise might be, you can really see who's better on any given day. So that kind of makes it really fun. But to go into a CrossFit gym, follow the CrossFit methodology, you do not need to be competitive. All that really matters every single day when you go into the gym / box is you're really pushing yourself to your limits. You're learning technique, you're learning different movements, you're learning how to move yourself in space and time, and you're walking out a little bit fitter, a little bit smarter, a little more confident in yourself. So you do not need to be competitive to do CrossFit. Here we go, number 5. CrossFit is for everybody. This is definitely not true. I've had plenty of people come into the gym optimistic, to lose fat, build muscle, become fitter, and just overall more healthy, and after a month, they totally vanish off the face of the earth. They, didn't really enjoy the intense atmosphere of a CrossFit box. Some people might start CrossFit and then find a new love for weightlifting, find a new love for powerlifting, gymnastics, endurance stuff. Some people might come into CrossFit thinking that's what they want, and with CrossFit being so diverse in different domains and different exercise regimens, they might find something else that they really are passionate about and really truly love and follow that off instead. I've made many friends who started doing CrossFit, and all of a sudden you don't see them in the class anymore, but you see them off to the side just working on their snatches, just working on their clean and jerks, or they come in more so on just the endurance days. CrossFit isn't necessarily for everybody because not everyone likes the same things. Number 6, doing CrossFit will make you skinny. This one bugs me so much. No matter how much training you do, how much you lift weights, how much you run, whatever it is, depending on how much you eat will determine if you gain weight or lose weight. So just because you're coming in, sweating a lot, breathing heavy, doing all this intense stuff, if you go home and you're eating enough food to be in a caloric surplus, you're gonna gain weight. You're not gonna lose weight. A lot of people start CrossFit with the goal of trying to get leaner, becoming a little more on the lighter side. So that might be why some people have that misconception. If I come into the gym and I weigh 150 pounds of muscle and 50 pounds of fat, and I lose, a lot of that fat, but I lose a little bit of muscle, people have a misconception, oh, he's losing his gains. Not true, bro. If you do CrossFit, you might lose a little bit of muscle, but you will definitely at least maintain strength, if not gain more strength than you had before. All about them strength gains, baby. Another one of the ones that I hate a lot. CrossFitters don't do real pull-ups. Just because a CrossFitter is doing a kipping or a butterfly pull-up does not necessarily mean that they don't have the strength to do a strict pull-up. A lot of gyms will program in their strength people to do strict pull-ups or build the strength people to do their first strict pull-up. At a gym that has smart coaches, they will not let their athletes start kipping until they first build the strength to do a strict pull-up. If you're just learning how to use a lot of momentum from the start, you won't be able to build the strength to do strict pull-ups. You want to make sure you have at least one or two of those down before you start learning a butterfly pull-up. Yes, doing a kipping or butterfly pull-up is a little easier than doing strict. I can do one more butterfly than I can do strict pull-ups, but it's still taxing your lats, your forearms, your biceps. You're still getting almost the same exact stimulant you would be if you were doing strict pull-ups. All right, here we go. And for our last one is everyone lifts the same amount of weight. This one is somewhat true. How a typical CrossFit class will work is you'll come in, you'll do a warm-up, which might consist of some real basic movements, letting just get you warm, get your body ready for the movements you're gonna perform. You'll have some stretching, and then you'll have a strength portion, which could be anything from like a barbell movement, or maybe like a gymnastics movement, and then the last one being the workout and maybe optionally the cool down afterwards. So for most CrossFit gyms, how they base their strength off of it might be like, okay, say we're gonna do 6 sets of 8 reps of deadlifts, and you might do it at 70% of your max. So everyone will go off their own individual 70%, and they'll all be doing different weights depending on obviously where their max is. For the workout, usually more than less, there's a prescribed weight, meaning there's a written weight that they want you to perform the workout at. So for example, there's a benchmark workout or a very common workout done in CrossFit called craze. It's 30 clean and jerks at 135 pounds for men, 95 for women. Obviously how that weight feels will be different for everyone. If you're a big, huge, strong guy, 135 might not feel that bad. If you're newer, you're not as strong yet, 135 might be a really daunting task. But this is where your smarts come in, knowing yourself as an athlete and also the smarts of your coach. Your coach doesn't want you to do 135 pound clean and jerks if your max is 145 or 155. That's so close to your max, workout's gonna take forever, you're gonna probably destroy you. And also since of the fact that it's so heavy, you're doing so many reps, it can lead to injury. So obviously you are allowed to lower the weight. You can lower the weight to whatever weight you need to be, whatever the coach wants you to do for the purpose of the workout, but you don't have to follow the prescribed weight. So a lot of times in workouts, people will follow the same weight. If it's a lighter weight, everyone can do it, cool. Otherwise, everyone might be doing their own weight depending on their skill level or their strength level at the time. Alrighty guys, that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see a part 2, let me know in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to see more videos. We post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with random videos throughout the week thrown in. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Thank you guys again. We'll see you next time.